is beginning to rise. Tonight, the defending champions visit Queens, with their ace on the hill coming off a masterful complete game against the Yankees.
He finishes what he started.
But it may not be smooth sailing for those Dodger bats, facing Mets rookie sensation Nolan McLean.
Swing and a miss. Gosh.
In Arlington, it's an AL West showdown as Julio Rodriguez leads the Mariners against the Rangers in one of baseball's tightest division races. As the season enters its most pivotal stage, every game can impact the trade deadline and reshape the push for the playoffs. Baseball Night in America starts now.
And Julio Rodriguez aiming for his 5th straight 2020 season. Top 2 teams in the AL West, Mariners and Rangers tangling. Some of you will see that, others will see the Dodgers and the Mets. Fox Baseball Night in America is sponsored by Geico. Live from our Fox studios here in Los Angeles, our ace pitcher and World Series staff, Dontrell Willis. I'm Chris Myers. Thanks for being with us. Just 60 games left before the postseason. Dodgers' best record in the game, biggest division lead in the game, and taking on the Mets. We'll have that for you coming up in just a moment. The Mets getting news today. Juan Soto put on the injured list with a left calf strain, and he's expected to miss significant amount of time, anywhere from maybe 4 to 6 weeks. That's just an early estimate. He was removed from last night's game in the loss against the Dodgers. Currently leads the National League in OPS. Some highlights earlier today, Dontrell. Paul Skeens on the mound, Pirates, Cubs, and he was mowing them down.
You know what? Playing off that fastball, that slider is absolutely elite. And he flushed that fastball 98 to 100 miles an hour.
Scoreless in the second. Padres and Marlins both stumbling backwards, but still in the wild card hunt. This is Ty France, and he'll be thrown out at second, but Machado scores.
You know what? The Fish are just not playing. They're not fighting right now. They are struggling. What's going on down there?
Unless they rally, it'll be 11 straight losses. Meanwhile, Yankees, Phillies, Paul Goldschmidt here, but Brian De La Cruz in foul territory.
You know what? I liked him as a Marlin. Did wonders down there in AAA, finally back in the big leagues. Love that play and that focus on the wall.
That deserves a wow at a finger point. Austin Wells ties things up in the 3rd with his 7th home run of the year.
They need more productivity out of that catcher position, man. Nice to see him get his foot down with an Oppo Taco.
On to the Red Sox at home with Toronto. Already the Jays up 6-0. Dylan Cease the story in this one, the favorite for the AL Cy Young Award.
You know, Clem Schittler has a running mate because Dylan Cease has been outstanding all season long. The changeup, the slider, the fastball. Watch out.
1 hit, 12 strikeouts, 9-inning shutout for him. All right, Tigers need to win. They've been hot since the last month or so, but Nick Lofton tied at 2, and he's going to help KC win it. Sal Perez, by the way, the all-time home run leader, passing George Brett, 318 for Kansas City baseball history. All right, let's welcome in our MLB insider, Ken Rosenthal. Trade deadline, Ken, it's always good to see you, especially this time of year. Just 9 days away, and a lot of talk about the Tigers, no matter where they are in the standings. Will they trade Tarik Skubal? And maybe are the Dodgers in lead as maybe the most aggressive suitor?
Well, Chris, as things currently stand, the Dodgers don't need Skubal. But so much depends upon how they view the health of their rotation. Dave Roberts said today that Shohei Ohtani experienced discomfort in his knee following his last bullpen session on Wednesday. That led to the cancellation of his bullpen session today. Ohtani still expected to pitch this season. Blake Snell expected back in August, Tyler Glasnow around September 1st. And the Dodgers still have Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Justin Robleski, and Roki Sasaki, with Edwin Diaz returning on Wednesday to bolster the bullpen. That said, the Dodgers are going for a three-peat. They've got prospects galore to trade, and they know one way or another, greater payroll restrictions are coming in the next CBA. They cannot simply ignore the possibility of adding Tarik Skubal, Chris.
All right, thank you, Ken. Always good to see him. We'll catch you on the broadcast with John Smoltz and Joe Davis coming up. Dodgers and Mets from New York in just a moment. The Dodgers an impressive statement outside of the All-Star break. They win back-to-back series over teams like the Yankees and Phillies. Those are the World Series level contenders. That's where the Dodgers are, as Ken talking about what they're thinking. And they did it, without Ohtani, describing the knee situation. He is in the lineup tonight, obviously, as a hitter, and that's where he's going to stay for now. And I guess the question is, based on what Ken was saying, Dontrell, and you're very familiar with this type of situation here. Dodger fans want to know, and Dave Roberts, will he be available in the postseason? I mean, that's really where you need him the most.
1,000%, because this is the model, especially with the older veteran rotation of Tyler Glasnow and Blake Snell. You don't have to be healthy or good the whole year, but towards the end of that year, give yourself enough time into September to be able to build up into the postseason with command and velocity. Now, Shohei Ohtani, he's a two-way player, obviously. That lower half is very important, not only for pitching to avoid injury of the arm, but also to hitting. So they're definitely not going to be able to rush him back. He's the golden goose. But they still have pitching depth. Justin Robleski, who is an all-star, definitely developing that. Also, when you have Yamamoto on the mound, one of the best big game hunters in the game today, went 5-1 last year with a 1.4 ERA in the postseason, you're doing just fine. There's no stress level. Also, you have enough of a commanding lead in that division where you don't have that urgency to rush anybody back into that rotation.
And remember, they have Edwin Diaz somewhere in that bullpen when they need him. And you said you would start Yamamoto if you needed him in the postseason. But I want to ask you about Skubal, because if you were making that call in Detroit, based on what we know in that situation, no matter what other team is out there, even if the Dodgers don't, would you trade him, or would you try to keep him and maybe contend and go for those postseason numbers?
As a fan, I would love to see him stay in Detroit because he's passionate about pitching in a Tiger uniform, but economically, you trade him, especially if you're talking to teams like the Dodgers that have a lot of prospects that can really bolster your roster, not only in that rotation, but in everyday players as well. You got to give him up because he has a chance to walk at the end of the year. Yeah,
Tiger fans want to keep him. Other fans would love to see him where he goes, and could he change the postseason look with the Dodgers continuing to be the favorites with as well as they have been playing. Who's going to win the AL West? Who's the favorite out there? Texas, that's Nathan Eovaldi going against Brian Wu. Mariners and Rangers, some of you will see that. Nolan McLean has really emerged.
That is a serious mustache.
He has emerged as an ace for this team without Soto. That's coming up.
They ask me, with or without?
Welcome you to Baseball Night in America, and tonight we bring you to North Texas, a pivotal four-game series, a wraparound set between the top two teams in the American League West. Here's how it stands right now. The Rangers winning last night, leading the Mariners by a game and a half atop the division. It's great to have you with us, as always. Aaron Goldsmith alongside A.J. Przinsky. A.J., the calendar is not quite yet to August, but nonetheless, this is a massive series between these two teams.
It is, and this four-game series can really decide the fate of these two teams going forward, not only in the AL West, but in the wild card race and in the league in total, because the trade deadline is about a week away. If one of these teams goes out and wins 3 out of 4, the Rangers are 1 up. Will their GM say, I have faith in them, we can go deep into the postseason? So this is a pivotal game, game 2 of this series. Rangers already up 1-0. Can they carry the momentum into tonight?
Well, both teams get it done a little differently. For the Rangers, they've been a fairly mediocre team offensively overall this year. However, much better in the month of July, and they are certainly happy to have Wyatt Langford back off the injured list.
Well, this is what they thought when they drafted Wyatt Langford so high in the first round out of the University of Florida. He's had over 1,000 OPS since he's come off the IL. This was the home run last night to give them the lead early in this game. He has been a monster since he came back. They need him to continue this. They need to get Corey Seager back. But this is a nice first step for the Rangers offense if Wyatt Langford can continue this streak that he is on.
Yeah, big numbers his last 25 games on the field. Meanwhile, maybe there's no team in baseball more associated with pitching than the Seattle Mariners, and especially their starting rotation.
Their starting rotation is the best in baseball. If you look at the innings, the quality starts, all the things that they bring to the table for this organization. Logan Gilbert, Brian Wu, Castillo, George Kirby, Bryce Miller. They have probably the best rotation on paper. The numbers bear it out. They give them the most innings. Their ERA is right there. Quality starts. Everything that you can ask for from a starting rotation the Mariners have. Now, can they keep it going? Can they score enough? We know the pitching for Seattle is going to be there, but can they score enough to win this AL West?
Well, their pitching's so good, they have 6 starters in their rotation. Brian Wu gets the ball tonight. Nathan Eovaldi on the other side for the Rangers. It should be a really good one here tonight, here in the Metroplex. It's the Mariners and the Rangers. First place up for grabs in the West. First pitch coming up on Fox. Well, the roof is closed as you would expect here inside Globe Life Field. Mariners and the Rangers getting set for game 2 of this series. Game 1 last night going the Rangers' way. Here's what the starting lineup looks like for manager Dan Wilson. There are only 2 right-handed bats in the order. Julio Rodriguez and Randy Arozarena. Starting with Josh Naylor, it's 5 straight lefty bats to round out the order. One of them, J.P. Crawford at the number 8 spot. Mariners are happy to have their veteran back. He's missed the last 4 games because of a wrist injury. They'll be facing the veteran right-handed starting pitcher Nathan Eovaldi, making start number 20 this year.
Nathan Eovaldi has been around for a long time. He's been really good for these Rangers. He's been really good in the postseason. His numbers are solid this year. There's one thing, the home runs. He's given up way too many home runs. And if the Mariners can get to Nathan Eovaldi, it will be against soft stuff, the split finger, the curveball. He has to command that. That's his strength.
First one to face him is second baseman Cole Young, batting leadoff, something he's done sparingly over the course of his young career. Nathan Eovaldi all set to go. And the first pitch, 96 over the plate, underway. With that pitch that maybe he won't throw a whole lot tonight, or maybe he will. The Mariners have struggled against fastballs this year.
Yes, but if you look at the numbers for Eovaldi, he is one of the lowest fastball percentages in baseball. His other stuff is so good. Look for the Mariners tonight to try to jump him early. First couple pitches, first strike he throws has been his weakness.
In play over to second base. Nicky Lopez, a new face here in Arlington, makes the play routinely for out number 1. Well, this is a team that has been so bitten by injuries. Opening day second baseman Josh Smith is recalled. He is back up with the big league club. He is at third base. Josh Young, who's having a really nice year offensively. Young lands on the injured list today. Austin Wynns gets his first start behind home plate for the Rangers. Texas has had a myriad of injuries this year. The Mariners have as well. Of course, Corey Seager is still on the IL dealing with a back issue, so Duran out there at short. As Julio Rodriguez puts the first pitch in play out to right field. Nemo makes the catch. 3 pitches and 2 away.
You see the pattern though early, Aaron. 3 pitches, 3 swings. They're not messing around. They are up there. They are going to be aggressive again, because the first strike that he throws a lot of times is a fastball, and that's the one you want to hit off Nathan Eovaldi, because the split and the curveball people don't hit.
Well, Dan Wilson of the Mariners are very familiar with Eovaldi. He's making his 16th career start against Seattle. It's his 3rd this year. It's been a little bit of a mixed bag, as you might imagine, for a guy who's faced the same team that many times. But dating back to last year, the Rangers have actually lost 5 of his last 6 against Seattle. Here's Dom Canzone having a breakout year. 15 home runs for the Ohio State product, as Wynns wants to challenge this right away. He thought this caught part of the zone, and it did. Austin Wynns making a nice first impression. And it's been a carousel behind home plate for the Rangers this year. Danny Jansen and Kyle Higashioka, their 2 primary catchers, are both on the injured list right now.
I feel like everyone on the Rangers is on the injured list. Young, Seager, Higashioka, Jansen. It has been a mash unit for these Rangers, especially in the starting lineup.
There's Danny Jansen. Eovaldi's 1-2. Evaldi wants a new ball. You mentioned the home runs this year. Evaldi has given up among the most in baseball, 22 home runs. The Mariners typically do well when they hit home runs. That'll certainly be something to look out for. Of course, every team does well when they hit home runs, but the Mariners especially reliant upon the home run ball. As Evaldi has a crisp 1-2-3 top of the first with a punch out. Well, today, if you bat left-handed, you're in the lineup. Only 3 right-handed bats for the Rangers today. They lead things off with Jock Peterson. Last night, his 1,000th career base hit. But then you've got a run of lefties. Nemo, Carter, Lopez, Osuna, and Josh Smith taking over for Josh Young, placed on the injured list. And this is the reason why, because of Brian Wu up on the mound today for the Mariners.
Both teams have all lefties in the lineup, so it's amazing. But Brian Wu, he has had some of the best years ever in Seattle Mariners history because he doesn't walk anybody. He throws it over the plate. He's got multiple fastballs, 4-seamer, sinker. He mixing a slider and a sweeper. The thing for Brian Wu is, can he pitch on the road? The home road splits are some of the craziest I've ever seen, Aaron.
It has been the story this year for Brian Wu. And his first pitch fastball misses low for ball 1 to Jock Peterson. Peterson is at first base today instead of DHing because Jake Berger begins on the bench, a right-handed bat. So we might see Berger later today off the bench. But Skip Schumacher going with as many lefties as he can get in there. As this ball is ripped to center field, and a sliding catch. Luke Raley playing in center field for Julio Rodriguez, who is DHing. Well, tonight's Fisher Investment Player Profile, as we take a look closer what you were just talking about. Home ERA 2.20. It's the 7th best mark in baseball. Road over 6.25. It's the 2nd worst in the majors. It is the largest differential in home road ERA in all of baseball this season.
I can't. There's no explanation for that number right there. He's too good. Brian Wu is too good. He should be really good anywhere.
Well, he was last year. He was Cy Young 5th place vote getter last season. He was an all-star last year for the first time. Doesn't it kind of feel like something like this where you get a couple bad ones on the road, then you get another one, and then a blow-up start on the road after that, and now it just takes on a life of its own?
Well, the media starts talking about it. Your manager starts talking about it. Your pitching coach has to answer questions about it, and it starts creeping in your head. And then you, without even knowing it, you try to improve on things that you never thought about before. And I really can't explain it. You see his ERA the last 2 years, and then it jumps to a 4 because of the road splits.
He gets ahead 0-2 on Wyatt Langford. Takes that sweeper down and away. Now Langford having a really good year, but unfortunately for both Langford and the Rangers, another season marred by injury and stints on the injured list. They are very happy to have him back. His 11th game off the injured list as he smokes this ball into the corner in left field, and right on cue, Wyatt Langford delivers a 1-out stand-up double.
He has been unbelievable since he came off the IL. This is a heater. They're trying to get it in there. They don't get it, and Wyatt Langford is short and quick in. He gets there easily, gets the head out, catches it out front, and an easy stand-up double. Just like that, the Rangers have a guy in scoring position.
So 1 out, a man at second base for Ezekiel Duran, who's having a fantastic year, playing all over the place at shortstop today. He goes after the first pitch. This is out to right center field, and Raley dives. He can't get there. Langford can coast home now. Duran making the turn. He races into third base. He's got himself an RBI triple. 3 batters into things. And the Rangers leading Brian Wu and the Mariners 1-0.
Little slider here to Duran. He doesn't hit this ball great. He just places it perfectly. Luke Raley, not the everyday center fielder, usually Julio Rodriguez. He gives it all his effort. He can't get there. And then the ball goes to the wall. Canzone actually cuts it off. But then he kicks it, and that allows Duran to go to third. He picks it up, drops it, and now the Rangers have another guy at third with less than 2 outs.
And because of that, the infield is drawn in for the Mariners. '97 middle in on Nemo. Now this month the Rangers have been much better offensively, and this is a major reason why. We just saw the fruits of it. Duran's triple with a man at second base. They have been so good with runners in scoring position, no worse than third in any category of the slash line. 0-2 fast on Nemo.
Well, you want to see a team get hot real fast, Aaron? Show me a team that gets like that with runners in scoring position. It opens up so many different things. You don't have to hit home runs. You know a guy's going to drive a guy in. That is a big deal.
Skip Schumacher certainly appreciating that. Taking over for the legend Bruce Bochy. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Oh, I wanted to ask Skip today. He completely changed the office, his managerial office. I wonder how long that takes to get completed, because it's completely different than when Bochy was here.
He fouls this at the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, it was a great looking office.
You know what? Coffee bar. He had a whiskey barrel in there, right? He had like his sayings on the wall. You went in there with Bochy, there was nothing.
There were no sayings on the wall?
No, it was just gray. But I will say Bochy did have a recliner in there, which was nice. Skip's got to up their chair game.
The official Przinski chair for the visiting media. 2-2.
That matters, Aaron, because when I go to Cincinnati, Tito has a full massage chair, and every time he starts talking, he's like, just get in there, you're not listening, just get
Hey, know your personnel, like every great manager. Infield remains in. 1 out, runner at third base. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Nemo. Well off the plate.
big pitch here, big at bat for Nemo and the Rangers. We've talked how great the Mariners pitching has been, but their offense has not been great. You get a 2-0 lead in the first inning, that is big.
Runners on the corners after a walk to Nemo. Here's what it looks like behind Brian Root today for manager Dan Wilson. Defensively, we've already seen Raley in center field, a DH day for Julio Rodriguez. Meanwhile, big change for the Mariners this year on the left side of the infield. J.P. Crawford, who's played in more games at shortstop than any other Mariner in franchise history. This is the 50th season. He is now at third base. 21-year-old rookie Colt Emerson at shortstop every day for the Mariners. Evan Carter, the batter. Now, Carter has not had a good year offensively. He's batting under 190.
Injury prone. He came up in 2023 when the Rangers won the World Series. He was supposed to be a superstar, but he's had injuries. One thing derail him after the other. Rangers are just still waiting for him to take that next step.
Former top 5 overall prospect. He won the World Series his rookie year. Made his big league debut in September of that year. He was outstanding. Started nearly every playoff game in the postseason that year. He hit 300. He OPS'd over 900. Bottom line, the fans here in Arlington, they've seen him do it, but it's been a while. And as you mentioned, a variety of injuries, a lot of them back related, and really limited his availability. He's also just spent time in AAA trying to get things figured out.
We've seen it. We've all seen it. We saw it on the biggest stage in the World Series. Defense, offense, you could do it all.
This ball inside the bag and fair. Duran comes down the line to score, and Nemo pedals into third. He's held there. It's an RBI double for Evan Carter, and the Rangers push 2 across in the first inning.
0-2. This is too good of a pitch for Brian Wu. A little heater up. Evan Carter does a great job smacking this ball down the third baseline. And you want to know how the road splits become a thing? You have a start like this after showing the numbers, Aaron. You can't explain it. You cannot explain it. If you went to Brian Wu and said all this is going to happen, he would say no chance. And here we are, down 2-0, second and third, only one out.
An early visit out to the mound. Well, the Rangers this year, when they get up by 2 runs at any point in the game, are 48-5. It's the best record when leading by that margin at any point in all of baseball.
That's a crazy number. They're really good at one-run games. They're really good. They get the lead. And for a team that bullpen was supposed to be their question mark in the backside, they've done a really good job. Jacob Latz has stepped up and been incredible for them.
Nimmo over at third base. Carter, the RBI double at second. Here is Nicky Lopez. Infield in once again. Lopez takes down.
Infield in surprises me here in the first inning, but it just emphasizes how the Mariners have not scored runs, because now if he gets hit, it's 4-0, where usually you'd back him up and say, okay, let's get an out, let's keep it at 3, kind of kill the rally, but instead Dan Wilson decides we need the out at home plate.
Now consider this with Wu against the Rangers. He's pitched so well against them dating back to the start of last year. His last 5 combined starts against Texas, he's given up a grand total of 4 earned runs. And the Rangers have scored 2 already here in the first inning. This is picked by Emerson onto first base, and another run comes in. Nimmo. 3-0 Rangers.
Does his job. Nicky Lopez does his job, and I love what the Rangers did right there. They're pressing the envelope. Nimmo on contact is going. Ball gets past Wu. Emerson has to go to his left. What was interesting is Emerson didn't even look at home plate. He just said, I'm taking the out at first, even with the infield in. Good base running by Brandon Nimmo.
Here's Alejandro Osuna. You know, you were talking at the top of the first inning about the Mariners' potential approach against Eovaldi and being aggressive, and man, the Rangers have been in swing mode here as well. A lot of very short at-bats and obviously very impactful at-bats so far against Wu.
Well, if I'm facing Brian Wu, I'm going to get a heater, so I might as well be ready for it, and I don't want to miss it. He's made some mistakes with it, but the Rangers have taken advantage of all the mistakes and just found holes.
A rare swing and a miss from Wu here in this first inning. 1-2. Two outs, a runner at third base. That's Carter. Skipping a little rope. Count evens.
And Brian Wu doesn't he just look uncomfortable when you're watching him? He's kind of kicking the dirt. He's walking around. He's looking at the scoreboard. I remember watching Brian Wu, and it is just get the ball and go, get the ball and go. And right now you see him, he's looking around. He's looking in the dugout. Can't explain it.
Cracked. Center field. Raley given ground, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Just the 4th time this year the Mariners have given up 3 runs in the first inning. Duran, an RBI triple, got it started. Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Progressive Insurance, a grand slam for your budget. Outside Globe Life Field here in Arlington, the great Nolan Ryan statue. There have been 2 players to come out of Alvin High School in Alvin, Texas, and make it to the big leagues. Nolan Ryan one. The other you're watching right here, Nathan Eovaldi.
I'm pretty sure if you asked anybody from Texas that was a right-handed pitcher growing up, their hero was Nathan Eovaldi, but especially if you go to the same high school.
Randy Arozarena takes over the plate for a strike, an all-star this year for the 3rd time in his career, 2nd straight season going as a Mariner. Seven no-hitters for Nolan Ryan, spanning from 1973 to 1991. 2 of them coming in a Rangers uniform. Running in on his hands, 2-2. Ryan threw a dozen one-hitters.
No one will ever touch that record. Of course, they got to put old Robin Ventura down there in the corner.
In the headlock.
Poor Robin.
To never be forgotten. 3-2.
But 7 no-hitters. Guys can't even pitch 9 innings anymore, Aaron. How the heck are we going to have someone throw 7 no-hitters in their career?
You know, for Nolan Ryan, his first one-hitter was in 1970 versus Hall of Famer Jim Bunning and the Phillies. 2nd straight strikeout for Eovaldi, a proud Texan, dating back to the 1st inning. All right, so Jim Bunning, 1970, the first one-hitter. The last one-hitter for Nolan Ryan was in 1990 versus Sammy Sosa and the White Sox. That's the era that we're talking about when you talk about the Ryan Express. I mean, he is truly one of a kind.
He was, and he was incredible. When I played for the Rangers, he was part of the ownership group, and he was incredible. He'd be at every game. He'd talk to you. He'd tell stories. Want to hear some good stories? Listen to Nolan Ryan, because he spanned so many generations.
Naylor takes off the plate, 2-0. Josh Naylor acquired last year at the deadline by the Mariners, coming over from the Diamondbacks, and was hugely impactful for the Mariners as they made it all the way to Game 7 of the American League Championship Series, losing in Toronto. And the Naylor this offseason signing a free agent deal to come back to Seattle. One out, nobody on. Switch hitting catcher Cal Raleigh due up next. Well, Eovaldi clearly frustrated. He does not walk many. He walks Naylor. Well, we know the struggle that it has been this year for Cal Raleigh, the runner-up in the American League MVP last season. And here he was at about 1:30 local time for a 6:15 start here in Arlington. Some early batting practice for last year's Home Run Derby champion. And that incredible historic season, 60 home runs, as wins. Little heat check. No catcher has ever hit more homers in a single season than Cal Raleigh. In fact, few hitters ever have, regardless of position. Well, so far so good for Austin Wynns.
He's 2 for 2, but what a season Cal Raleigh had. I thought he should have been the MVP. I'm biased towards catchers. Aaron Judge obviously is incredible, but 60 home runs as a catcher, playing in almost all the games. And now to see this and see him working. I know he works hard, but to see just the drop off is absolutely incredible. Again, Brian Wu on the road, Cal Raleigh from 2025 to 2026. He didn't see it coming. He's working. Saw the tee behind. That's to try to help him not dump the barrel.
Well, Naylor is halfway and now in between. Eovaldi is just running him down. tag put on, and the Mariners run into out number 2. Naylor, who has been such a good base stealer. You would never guess it by looking at him, but he's 21 for 25 this year, and this time it doesn't work out for him.
Well, he was just trying to time up Nathan Eovaldi. So sometimes you get over to first base and your first base coach says he's 1-2 go, 1-2 go. Well, he was counting on him being 1-2 go. Eovaldi held the ball and they got the easy out.
Splitter gets a swing and a miss, 1-2. He struck him out. 97-mile-an-hour heater. Third strikeout already for Eovaldi. Josh Smith back with the big league club, called today at third base for the Rangers here in game 2 against the Mariners. He leads things off. First pitch just foul. Long inning for Brian Wu in the first. The Rangers taking it to him. 3 runs in that first inning. In his previous 5 starts against the Rangers, he had let up a grand total of 4 earned. In that span, which dates back to the start of last season, a 1.15 ERA. It's the lowest of any pitcher against the Rangers in baseball. There's a routine out number 1. Skip Schumacher, their first-year manager, he was very aware of Wu's history against his ball club. We talked about how much he stacked the lefties today. It's interesting. Schumacher told us today that the approach for the Rangers, a very 1-9 approach, was basically to nickel and dime him to get him out of the ball game, saying that you cannot slug against Brian Wu. And
isn't that basically what they did the first inning?
Well, I would say, with the exception of the 3 extra base hits.
Well, yeah, but one of them was the center fielder dove and missed it, right?
There's a broken bat and bobbled by Emerson, and Naylor to his wallet, but able to hold on. Austin wins. Maybe if anybody other runner except for the catcher, that is a base runner, but instead it's out number 2.
They always pick on the catchers. He bobbled it. He knew he had enough time. There's some panic set in, but nice job by Naylor to pick him up. But back to your original point. Okay, Wyatt Langford, he's been hot as anybody in Major League Baseball. He hits the double, right? Duran hits a ball fairly hard. Raley dives for it, misses it, triple. Then Carter gets beat on a 2-strike pitch and just slaps a ground ball down the line. When he talks slug, you talk homers.
Okay.
Right? That's when Skip Schumacher's saying slug, he wants homers. You don't homer off Brian Wu. So when you say nickel and dime him, that was kind of a nickel and dime inning. The ground ball up the middle, second and third, got the run in. It was just little thing after little thing, and that's how you build an inning.
They're already to the top of the order. Jock Peterson.
Yeah, but they need Jock Peterson to stand up there and take about 7 pitches. Because Brian Wu got 2 outs on 3 pitches. They need him up. Jock Peterson, and it stinks, but you as a teammate got to say, oh, I'm going to wear one. And he goes up there hacking.
Well, that 25 pitch first for Brian Wu was his highest pitch count in the first inning this season. Does he go? No, he doesn't. Peterson ahead, 2-1. Massive bounce back season for Peterson after really struggling last year, his first year as a Ranger. Peterson this year second amongst all Rangers hitters in homers and OPS. This ball finds right field. Peterson a knock. 2-out single. Tonight's team leader sponsored by USAA. I'm not sure you would have guessed Jock Peterson's name on this list. We're looking at the highest OPS from the leadoff spot this year. PCA leading the charge by a good margin. And then Jock Peterson .977 OPS batting leadoff.
Well, I think that was a great move by Skip Schumacher to put him in the leadoff spot. Get some fastballs, which he's really good at hitting. He just got a hit off of one.
This is fouled off Langford's lower half, hobbling around. He's feeling that one.
Foul. Right off the top of the foot, ankle. But Peterson, it gets him multiple, it gets him up there more often. It gets him 5 at-bats possibly every game, which gets him more swings. One thing about Jock Peterson, he goes up there wanting to swing the bat. So the more at-bats you get him, the more pitches he gets to see, usually the better he is. Especially early in the game, when you lead off, you usually get a lot of heaters.
Now Peterson's trying to do his best Josh Naylor here, and he swipes it easily.
Back to the timing thing I talked about with Naylor. They have something on Wu, 1-2 go, whatever it is. But one thing Jock Peterson did is a lot of times when you get that good of a jump, you'll stop. He does not. And that's, you asked why he's hitting leadoff? Because he steals bases, Aaron.
Yes. His second stolen base of the year. That's exactly why they have him there, the power-speed combo. He stole 2 bases last season. That's his second this year.
And you know what I love more than anything? Wyatt Langford didn't swing. He got a strike, and he let him steal the base. Now yes, it's 0-2, but he has an opportunity to drive a run in with a single. So many times at so many levels of baseball, the guy gets a great jump and the hitter swings and fouls it off, and they don't, oh, I could have had that one stolen. Wyatt Langford takes it. Now he has an opportunity to drive a run in with.
Langford a double and a run scored in the first inning. Oh man, he got himself again, and even worse it looked like.
Oh. All right, so Lucky, the trainer, Matt, is out there looking at him. Can we get him a shin guard? Can we get the man a shin guard?
I was going to say, next at bat, he's definitely got a shin guard on,
Please,
right?
Can we get him a shin guard?
Well, I mean, we're talking to Skip Schumacher today and basically discussing how mediocre the American League West has been, and it feels like the next team that can win 7 of 10, if that even can happen for anybody, has a chance to run away with the division. And Schumacher's point was an interesting one. He says, I really can't know how good we can be until we get healthy. Obviously, both of his catchers are on the injured list. His star shortstop is on the injured list. He just lost his third baseman today to the IL. The man at the plate has been beat up the last couple of pitches, Langford. He's been on the injured list twice this year.
He almost did it again right there. That is just cruel by Brian Wu and Cal Raleigh. Oh, he's fouled 2 off his shin. Let's go heater in. Oh, the only thing Wyatt Langford was thinking is, please don't hit me when he took that swing.
I mean, come on. If you were catching, you would 100% have done the same thing.
Oh, 200%. Gone right back in there.
Let's see what happens here. The 1-2. Upstairs. Two outs and a man at second. That's Peterson. Left field, base hit, roll into the wall. Another extra base hit for Wyatt Langford and the Rangers. That stolen base coming up big for Texas. It's 4-0 Rangers in the second inning.
Just a quality at bat right here. They try to go in on him, but he beats him to the spot. And much like the first inning when Wyatt Langford hit a double down the left field line, this time he does it with Jock Peterson on base, and that's an RBI double. Don't pitch to him. Stop it. Take your chances with Duran. He is so hot right now.
Some 2-out run production and some more good numbers with runners in scoring position this month for the Rangers. Duran an RBI triple back in the first inning. Duran's at shortstop tonight for Skip Schumacher, but he could be anywhere on any given night. He is one of just 2 players this season to start 5 games or more at 5 different positions. Jose Caballero of the Yankees is the only other one. Into center field for a base hit. Langford waltzes home, and Duran drives in his second run. It's 5-0 Texas, and it's only the second inning.
Little hanging slider. Duran does a good job just taking this ball up the middle. Runners in scoring position. They have been so good the last month or so with runners in scoring position, the Rangers, and they just continue it in the first 2 innings. This is what Skip Schumacher said. Kind of paper cuts, right? Not the big blow, just paper cuts against Brian Wu. He had 2 pitches, or 2 outs on 3 pitches, and now here we are, 2 outs, 18 more pitches, and 2 more runs.
Saturday night on Fox is Baseball Night in America. Next week, it's 2 iconic franchises shining under the lights in prime time. Ben Rice leads the Yankees to face PCA and the Cubs. Next Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Fox. .43 pitches for Wu. 5-0 Rangers. Cole Wilcox walking around out there in that Mariners bullpen. This misses inside to Nimmo. It looked like this was the makings of a short inning. The first 2 batters, Wu got out on 3 pitches. But it's been 3 straight base hits and 2 more runs in for the Rangers. Ball to strike to Brandon Nimmo.
Well, it all goes back to the at-bat from Jock Peterson. He got a 2-strike fastball up. He beat it through the hole. Steals the base. Wyatt Langford drives him in.
Out to right field, Canzone does a 360 dunk catch. I mean, that's one way to do it. It's an out. Now the Rangers have taken a 5-0 lead beginning the top of the 3rd inning. Bottom 3rd of the order for the Mariners. Luke Raley leads it off, facing Nathan Eovaldi. Eovaldi's first pitch, and it misses down and away for ball 1. We take you inside the Mariners dugout. We say hello to Mariners catcher and a former Ranger, World Series champ actually, Mitch Garver. Mitch, how you doing?
Hey guys, doing good. Wish the scoreboard reflected something different.
Well, totally understand that. Hey Mitch, you must have some great vibes and memories when you come back in this building. Am I right?
Of course. We had some really good teams here.
Well, you're part of that great World Series team, Silver Slugger winner before that with Minnesota. When you look at the Mariners this season, it is interesting. Obviously, you're such a part of it as well, alongside Cal Raleigh, this pitching staff. When you think about the Mariners pitching, what is it that makes them so good up on the mound year in and year out?
It's dominance, 1 through 5 or 1 through 6 for this year. We have a surplus of starting pitching, and it's really our benefit. We develop pitching really well. The core group that we have right now is super talented. They all are unique in their own ways, and I think we have something super special that a lot of teams are probably jealous of.
Garv, how do those meetings go with you and Cal Raleigh? Oh, Wu's pitching today. He's going to throw heaters. Oh, Gilbert's out there. Oh, no, Kirby. Oh, no, Hancock. Oh, Bryce. Oh.
How
easy are they?
They're all so unique. They're all so unique, and they have different things that make them tick, and it's about learning what makes each guy special. Obviously, We have a bunch of guys that have some outlier pitches, but when you use all of their pitches together, it complements each other. So, yes, Wu has a great four-seam fastball. Emerson has a great four-seam fastball, but it's even better because they also have a two-seam fastball. And, they have good breaking balls that complement it as well, and they're able to move the ball around the strike zone and use it in a lot of different ways. So it's really tough on other hitters, and I can imagine people get frustrated against our pitching staff.
J.P. Crawford at the plate now for the Mariners. Mitch, your career spans a really interesting time. You broke in with the Twins in 2017. Your 10th big league season now. You've been here right in this heart of a transition in baseball where we're seeing velocity obviously jump to an all-time high, but we're also seeing more spin than ever before. As you have been a part of this 10-year chunk in Major League Baseball, what has made it harder? The increase in velocity or the fact that more and more guys are throwing more and more pitches that aren't fastballs?
I think it's the velocity, I would say, and I think AJ could probably agree with that. The velocity nowadays is getting out of control. We have guys throwing, consistently hitting triple digits, but they are able to do that, and they also throw different pitches. So it's not like guys just have 2 pitches anymore. They have 3, 4, 5. There's starters out there that have 7 pitches, and it's like, how do you game plan for that as an offense? And then how do you learn how to implement those pitches, as a catcher, as a defense, as a pitching staff? How do you use all those pitches effectively in different counts, and why do you use them and have a purpose for each pitch? And so the game is at a really unique point right now where it's a blend of velocity and spin at levels that we've never seen before.
Garv, did you guys I don't know this, I should know this. Have you guys played the Brewers yet?
We have not played the Brewers yet this year.
What's your approach against a guy like Mizorowski that's 105?
Get your foot down. Try to put the first one you see in play. That's an electric fastball. I mean, I think we're gonna see more and more of that over the next decade. I think you're gonna see starters consistently throwing over 100 miles an hour.
Crawford into shallow right center field for a base hit. Mariners' first knock here today against Evaldi. 1-out single. Mitch, the Mariners are in a unique position. They're a team obviously trying to win their 2nd straight division title, and they will be doing it with a very young middle of the infield. Colt Emerson just turned 21, one of the top prospects in baseball, debuted earlier this year. Cole Young debuted at the end of last May, having a really good campaign this year. When you watch those two play, both in the field and in the batter's box, what stands out to you?
I cannot say enough good things about these two guys. I'm really, really impressed with both of them. Obviously, Colt, getting our first look at him, it's probably been 6 weeks since we've had him. He is a superstar, and he can really play defense. He is going to figure out the hitting. I got him hitting 20, 25 homers a year consistently. And then Cole on the right side of the infield, elite defender, as we're seeing this year. I mean, he's putting up insane numbers on defense, but his ability to just get bat to ball, and he I would argue that he has some of the most pop on the team for his small frame. I think he uses every bit of his power and gets it into the baseball.
Garb, speaking of defense, are you glad you're getting to catch more this year than you have in the last couple of years? You kind of went away from it. You became kind of a DH catcher. Now you're catching more. Is that where you like to be?
Yeah, I think we talked about this in spring training. I do enjoy catching. I love being back there, being part of the game. Whether games go good or bad, I mean, it's just part of that camaraderie and being able to try to help my pitcher get through a game when he doesn't have his best pitch, or how do you navigate a lineup when you have your bullpen coming through, or if you have a short bullpen, how do you get through that 7th and 8th inning to get to the closer? And those are the things that I really enjoy, and I think Seattle's done a great job giving me all the information I need to help these pitchers, and a little bit of experience helps too. And I think it's just something that's resurrected my catching career. I just love being back there.
Mitch, we really appreciate it. We always learn something when we talk to you, and hey, feel free to use this for your first TV reel one day.
Okay. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
There's the great Mitch Garver, part of the World Series team here in Arlington back in 23. Now his 3rd season with Seattle. And it's a really great insight. A guy who watches a lot of baseball, obviously in a backup catcher role now. So not in there every day, but man, has been a part of some really great teams, obviously, has a great perspective on the game, and can really talk baseball.
He can, and what he said when he said, we talked about it in spring training, I got to sit down with him in spring training and do an interview. And we talked about that. He said how he wanted to get back to catching because it was kind of taken away from him.
This is lashed into right field, an atta ball right to Nimmo. Young hit it hard, but it's out number 3. All Rangers early. They take a 5-0 lead to the bottom of the third inning, facing Brian Wu here tonight. Evan Carter leads it off. First pitch, swing and a miss. We go down inside the Rangers dugout. Skip Schumacher, first-year manager for the Rangers. Skip, we talked pregame about your team approach about Brian Wu. The scoreboard would indicate it is working. What have you made of it?
He's a really tough pitcher. We're just trying to get on base as many times as we can, and we've done a really good job putting the ball in play, especially with runners in scoring position. Evan Carter, big at bat, obviously with the double, and then Nicky Lopez, just putting it in play, created another run scored. So really good job so far.
Skip, before I ask you this question, do me a favor and smack Cintron next to you for me.
I won't do that because he'll smack me back.
Ex-teammate, just say it's for me. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
AJ said what's up. AJ said what's up.
What have you seen out of Evaldi so far? He's got 5 strikeouts. 5 of the last 7 guys have punched out. He's got a really good split going. Is that what you look for to know if Nathan's going to be on?
Yeah, Evo's so prepared. I mean, he's throwing, 95, 96 miles an hour right now, but the split is the difference maker. Throwing it behind the count to steal a strike, 2-1 count, 3-1 count. He's just so effective. That split allows him to get back into counts and the ball's on the ground a lot. So Evo's just, really, really prepared, really prepared. And I think the difference maker again is that it's always going to be that split figure.
What'd you give right there?
Well, I'm debating on what to do right now. So let me see what happens after this pitch.
Well, Skip, you're a wonderful multitasker. We appreciate you hopping on with us.
Awesome, guys. Thanks for having me.
Skip Schumacher. Man, I can't remember the last time I've had that happen. Has that happened to you before?
What's up?
Manager on the headset giving signs?
Well, usually we do the interviews in between innings, but that was nice. Now
that was, you know what? That was really impressive.
Are we getting a hit and run here or something? Bunt, maybe?
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I like that.
That's great timing.
That was perfect timing. Great shot by our camera crew. And the person next to him was Alex Cintron, an ex-teammate of mine who's been a hitting coach for a long time in the big leagues, and I told him to say hello to. So Skip is impressive when you get to talk to him.
Nicky Lopez at the plate after a leadoff walk to Evan Carter. 1-2. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Well, Wu has been so good historically. This year a different story because of the games on the road primarily. We're looking at starts for him allowing 5 earned or more. The previous 2 seasons combined only 4 starts. But this year, today marks his 6th.
That's crazy. I can't explain it. His stuff looks just as good. Maybe a little missing location. Maybe there's a pattern that we don't know about, Aaron. But it goes back to what Skip Schumacher just said. They're putting the ball in play, especially with runners in scoring position, and they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Well, this is in play. Emerson circles around an off-balance throw. Safe. Nicky Lopez, what an impact he has made since joining the big league club. Infield base knocked.
Put the ball in play. This is a really nice play by Emerson at shortstop, but Nicky Lopez can run down the line, and he just beats this throw. Again, put the ball in play. Don't strike out. Put pressure on the defense. This is kind of the Texas Rangers in 2026 in this ballpark. Not a ton of homers, but they're just figuring it out as the season goes on.
Well, Skip Schumacher telling us earlier today that they call Nicky Lopez Nicky Knox. He has come up and made a huge impact for them. Osuna squaring already. So a walk and an infield base hit, and the Rangers with 2 on and nobody out already leading 5-0.
I don't know if he's going to bunt right here. He might, but he looks like he is.
What gave it away?
Well, So you don't bunt. Buck Showalter told me this one time. You don't bunt for the guy hitting. You bunt for the guy behind you. Josh Smith was down in AAA. His first game back up here. They might even walk him to get to wins. You know, it's like you're up 5. I mean, I get they're trying to add on, but man, it's still bunting with 2 strikes here.
Man, how about that? A strikeout on a 2-strike bunt attempt that goes foul. Very interesting.
Breaking balls, everyone says, oh, bunt the high fastball, make a guy hit the bunt the high fastball. Most guys have a hard time bunting breaking balls because they do exactly what Ozuna did there, drop the barrel to follow the ball, and it leads to a pop-up or a foul ball.
Josh Young, the Rangers' third baseman, placed on the injured list today with a calf issue. So Josh Smith recalled today, his third stint with the Rangers this season. He was their opening day second baseman. With Marcus Semien now with the Mets, that job was his. You go back to last year and he was an everyday utility man. He started a game last year at every position except for pitcher and catcher. One-time piece of the Joey Gallo deal back in 2021. I mean, he's been had some really good moments and been a very good player for the Rangers, but it just was not happening this year, and thus they had to option him to the minors.
He has had some moments.
1-2. A wave and a miss. A good changeup from Brian Wu. His, I guess, now second strikeout with the bunt with 2 strikes on Osuna.
Really good changeup. You see how far out in front Smith is of this ball. Wu has the strikeout potential. That's kind of why I question the bunt from Osuna. I guess you change your approach as a hitter, more put the ball in play than have to drive a run in. But again, it's about who's behind you.
No, makes sense. Smith's obviously struggled this year, thus he's been in AAA a couple of times. And now you've got Austin Wynns, the journeyman backup catcher, who's playing in his second game, making his first start with the Rangers. Meanwhile, it's been a slog of a day for Brian Wu. Obviously, the scoreboard reflects that to a large degree, but 20 pitches in every inning so far for the Mariners starter.
What's interesting, if he gets out of this inning, the third inning for him has been his worst inning of the year. He throw up a 0, whereas the first 2 have been really good. So trying to flip the script.
Two outs and 2 on. A wave and a miss at a good heater. 3 strikeouts for Wu. He strands a pair. Rangers 5, Mariners nothing, beginning the top of the 4th inning. 2, 3, and 4 due up for Seattle. It begins with Julio Rodriguez DHing tonight, normally in center field. First pitch fastball crosses the plate for strike 1. First pitch strikes, a real strength of Evaldi's this year. 10th best rate in baseball this year, getting ahead 0-1. Now 0-2. Above and Beyond, sponsored by Jersey Mike's. If you follow the Mariners and Julio Rodriguez, you certainly know this. He is a second half kind of player in his career, his 5th season now, batting close to 300. Big numbers after the All-Star break. In fact, since 22 in the second half, only Yordan Alvarez and Aaron Judge a higher OPS. That's the 6th strikeout now for Nathan Eovaldi. We've seen the splitter, we've seen the 4-seamer, and that's what makes him so tough.
Well, it's tunneling. It's affecting the hitter's vision. And his 2 main pitches are the 4-seamer and the splitter. That ball's almost halfway there. Which one is it? You don't know, right? 97 or 90, and then here's the split to Julio. Why does he swing it over the top and out in front? Because in the back of his mind, he's saying that's a four-seamer at 97 at the top of the zone. That's what makes a split finger one of the most devastating pitches, if you can throw it properly, in all of baseball.
It does feel like we're seeing far more splitters these days, don't you think?
The numbers are way up because of the tunneling and all of the aspects.
Eovaldi makes that play easily, right back to him. 2 up and 2 down. You can stream every out-of-market MLB game plus MLB Network 24/7, now available at a new low price, $94.99. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Here's a Rosarena. All right, when you say if you can throw it properly, what do you mean by that?
Well, if you can throw it for a strike. The biggest thing that pitchers have if they throw it for a split is throwing it for a strike and making it look like a fastball. And if you can do that right there, so that's 95 bottom of the zone. Now you can throw the split off of it. You'll get so many swings and misses. Roger Clemens did it for years and years. High fastball, four-seamer, split to back it up because it looks the same coming out of your hand.
Well, that time a curveball going north-south. No pitcher has more strikeouts on the split finger this year than Eovaldi. Be interesting to see what he goes to here with the 2-strike count.
When you're hitting, you can see the curveball pop out of a hand. You can see the spin on a slider. A split finger looks identical to a fastball.
Now that breaks 10 consecutive strikes thrown by Eovaldi. Mariners have just 1 hit so far tonight. That was a 3rd inning single by Crawford. It's a splitter. Rosarena spoils it foul.
See, now he's got him because now he can go high fastball, four-seamer 97, or he can, if he can just throw that a little bit lower to Rosarena, he'll swing over the top. We already saw him slow him down with the curveball. The split is just the ultimate weapon in the back of hitters' minds because they don't want to look foolish.
This is deep out to right center field. Carter is there. Ballpark holds it. Another 1-2-3 inning for Eovaldi. Bottom of the 4th inning. Rangers 5, Mariners nothing. Top of the order to face Brian Wu. This will already be the 3rd time through the order for the Mariners starter. Jock Peterson 1 for 2, a single and a run scored, plus a stolen base, just his 2nd this year. I don't know how many people predicted this version of Jock Peterson at the end of last year.
No, he did not have a good year last year, but he came in and looks at it like a lot of veterans do. It's a new year, it's a new start, and he's had a nice.
Well, he pulls this sharply into right field. It's a multi-hit day for Jock Peterson. He is in scoring position for one of the hottest Rangers right now, Wyatt Langford. Today's Good Hands play sponsored by Allstate. This adjustment from Wyatt Langford.
Major adjustment here from Wyatt Langford early in the year. He just lowered his hands. He used to go from down or up, to down to back up. Now he's just down and then they just stay so short and so compact. It is a major adjustment that looks simple, and also another adjustment, he put a shin guard on.
He found 2 balls off that exact area. One more, it looked like what, lower shin, the other off the top of his foot, his previous at bat. Either way, man, it looked painful. It was. Let's go back to what led to this in-game adjustment.
There's one, and he limps and yells, and then same at bat.
Oh,
almost the same spot.
Yeah.
And now a shin guard. We should have asked Skip why he didn't have a shin guard on to begin with.
I mean, he had nothing on. You hardly ever see a hitter with no elbow, no shin, no hand, no nothing. Another base hit for Langford. His third knock today. 3 for 3, a pair of doubles, and now a single.
It doesn't matter shin guard or no shin guard. Just be careful with Wyatt Langford because he is squaring up everything. This is a heater right down the middle, and he smashes this ball into left field. He hit it so hard, Jock Peterson, the speed demon, couldn't score, Aaron.
104 off the bat from Langford. Man, he's on everything. Top 3 hitters in this lineup are feasting today. They are a combined 7 for 8. There's number 3 man Ezekiel Duran. Mariner bullpen is up. Young reliever Cole Wilcox getting loose. Nine hits allowed today by Wu, has matched a season high.
This shows you how much Brian Wu is struggling on the road here, Aaron. Jock Peterson came into this game 0 for 12 against him. He's got 2 hits tonight with a double. Just everything that seems should happen is not happening.
Well, we were talking earlier about trying to kind of nickel and dime Wu as opposed to try to hit him deep and over the fence. And maybe there haven't been home runs. There obviously have been doubles and even a triple, but it has been loud in here by the Rangers bats. If you look at the top 10 hardest hit balls in play so far today, 8 of them have come from Rangers hitters.
There hasn't been many balls not squared up by the Rangers, but they haven't had the big blow. They haven't had the home run. It's been single, double, single, double.
Full count. A swing and a miss. Good breaking ball from Wu. One down, runners at first and third. Here comes Nimmo. 9 hits, 5 for extra bases today. Nimmo takes inside. Nimmo a walk and a run scored in that 3-run first inning. Man, Rangers really set a tone today. 3 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second. On the ground, Young has it. Emerson at second base. On to first. Nimmo is out by a step. And a double play ball. Brian Wu certainly needed that. 4 innings complete from the Mariners starter, and the Rangers really get into him here today. In game 2, Rangers taking a 5-0 lead out of the 5th inning. Rangers in front 5-0, top of the 5th inning. That's where Josh Naylor leads things off. Nathan Eovaldi has been excellent so far today. Just 1 hit, a single in the 3rd. 6 strikeouts from the Rangers veteran right-hander. Well, we welcome you inside the broadcast booth. They are known for some outlandish concessions here in Arlington. And AJ, I can offer you a fork.
No, I don't think a fork's going to help.
No? Well, they brought it for some reason.
I know.
So
how do you eat this? I don't think the 2 of us are going to be able to eat that.
So we have the boomstick, which of course originated at the old ballpark across the street.
Because that was Nelson Cruz's nickname, was the boomstick.
Yeah.
So they invented this thing for him.
Anybody know where the boomstick mobile is? The cart?
No.
It's got to be around someplace. And then new this year, is the nacho sombrero. Oh, look at this boomstick family. How far do you think they are down that?
Notice the Mariners fan is not eating it, and the Rangers fans are happily eating it, by the way.
She does not look pleased. Naylor on the ground, and Eovaldi is there.
This is supposed to be a hat.
Yeah,
right?
you are able to wear this, so I recommend
I'm
you
scared to try this.
No, I think it'll be fine, especially with the headset on.
All over.
Well, should I take? There's an insert here that's covered in organic ground beef.
Can you get?
Is this?
All right.
Oh, we're making progress.
Right,
this is.
let's see if we can.
There's no way this goes poorly. Oh
yeah,
that's
no
chance.
chance.
That's not supposed to happen.
That's not happening.
How does that work then?
Listen, I do a lot of crazy things, but I'm not putting that on my head.
There's a false bottom there.
Because as soon as you did that, jalapenos were pouring into my hands. This looks delicious. This looks underrated topping on a hot dog, grilled onions.
Well, there's about 3 onions worth of grilled onions on the boomstick. Man, you know, I'm very impressed how long the boomstick has been around for.
Yeah.
If people don't remember at the old ballpark, they have a. How do you describe it? It was like a golf cart, only instead of a golf cart, it was, it was a hot dog, and it was enormous, and it was the boomstick, and they drove it around before the game on the warning track, and the great part was that they parked it in the tunnel, and so every day when you came and did a Rangers game, there was the boomstick. I think even after they stopped driving it, they still just kept it around because, I mean, it has to be one of the great pieces of nostalgia.
There's only one person that I know for sure could eat this whole thing by himself, and he's in the ballpark tonight.
Is that right?
Yeah, his name's Hoggy. He's the umpire's assistant down there. Used to be the home clubhouse guy. He could take this whole thing down.
You're telling me that a guy named Hoggy could eat a 10-pound hot dog?
Yes, easy.
That's shocking.
Hoggy and cornbread.
That's how we got here.
Wow. There's a lot of things I could say that would not be appropriate for television at this point.
Now that's surprising.
Ow!
Nimmo in right field. I like how you added "at this point," by the way. So experts say that there are roughly 3,000 calories in the nacho sombrero. So if 3,000 in the sombrero, what are we thinking in the boomstick right there?
It's got to be another 3,000. This has got to be 5,000 to 6,000 calories.
The floor on the boomstick is an easy 2.
I don't want to touch it though.
Now this guy's made some really good progress on that. He's put a dent in that sombrero. What do you say?
He's a girl dad. I just don't know where to start.
You know, underrated element. Now you can't tell here because he's gone to work, but there really is an effort for presentation on the sombrero nachos. I mean, somebody took their time and really made it look good, and I'm sure it's delicious too.
Well, as soon as this inning ends, I can't wait to dig in. I don't know. I can't figure it out.
Truthfully, I don't know if in the history of humanity there's ever been more restraint shown than you right now.
Oh,
with either one of these items.
I'm just trying to figure out how to get into this thing.
No.
Do you just pick the whole thing up?
Yes, that's where you start.
Okay.
I don't see how you can do it without that, to be honest. Rayleigh to Nimmo on a bounce and a 2-out knock. Second hit today for the Mariners.
Because it's going to get messy, and I don't want to mess up.
Now they did bring us the sturdiest knife
possible
that they could find.
You can't, because you can't pick this up. You have to slide it down.
You think that maybe?
Like that, right? And then you have to go.
Yes. What? No. What are you doing? Why did you stop?
You know why. You know exactly why.
But you're a man of fine cuisine.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. There's this thing called the internet, though. That would be forever.
I honestly thought that you were so clouded by the meat sweats that were about to happen that you just lost all common sense.
How come? So it's like a Dodger dog. The hot dog is bigger than the bun.
You think Farmer John's a part of this?
Is that his name?
Oh, it's the old Dodger dog.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun half inning or fun in between innings.
Can we do it before and after? Just to see how far AJ can hit it.
Well, no, we'll have to come back at the end of the game because every commercial break I'll eat a piece. What do I get if I eat the whole thing?
I can't tell you what you get.
Because I could do it.
You think you could eat that whole thing?
Yeah.
We're talking just the boomstick.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
no.
right. Now I wanted to be clear. I want to set the terms of the competition.
Yeah, I
think you could eat that?
I do. I wouldn't want to, but I could.
Don't lie.
I'm not Joey Chestnut, but
you're not far.
No. I don't know if I could eat 75 hot dogs at once.
1-2 to J.P. Crawford. He takes that breaking ball in the dirt.
We really need Evaldi something to happen here, because I'm starting to drool. It smells really good. We could do Lady and the Tramp. We could start at both ends, meet in the middle.
I've been waiting all inning for you to ask for that. 3-2. They should have a competition where if you eat one of those on your own, you get it for free. Now, what are you doing? You're testing the structural integrity of this.
I think we could do it. No.
There's some real bend to that boomstick.
Oh, see, the inning won't end.
This is into the corner. Raley is pedaling around third base, and the Mariners are on the board for the first time today.
Well, this is a mistake. This is a hanging split right here. J.P. Crawford rips it down the right field line, and Luke Raley motoring. Mariners fans at home are saying, please don't stop talking about food. The Mariners are hot now.
I'm sure that's what they're saying. 5-1 Rangers. Now Mariners happy to have J.P. Crawford back in the lineup. He's missed the last 4 games because of a wrist issue. Colt Emerson fouls it away.
And in case the other food wasn't enough.
Did you get some sorbet delivered to the booth? What do we have here?
We have ice cream and a little hat. Everything goes better in a helmet.
The disproportion between the 3 menu items that we have here. You couldn't find a regulation helmet to put the ice cream in?
No.
To second base, Lopez, an easy toss. All right, AJ, get to work.
Oh, can't wait. I cannot wait. Look at this thing.
This is the before. We'll keep you posted. Mariners are on the board, 5-1 Rangers. Evan Carter leads it off. Brian Wu back out there, 81 pitches. AJ still digesting. He'll need a minute.
No, we back.
Carter has doubled and walked. He's also driven in a run today. Here, think about the way that this Mariners team is built right now on the pitching side. It's a rotation of 6 starters, which means that they have 1 fewer pitcher in the bullpen. And with that in mind, if you're Dan Wilson, man, you would love to get Wu through 5 innings. You are perpetually short a man in the pen. Bryce Miller on the left, last night's starter. George Kirby on the right. He will be going in the series finale, a wraparound series that ends on Monday.
Wasn't that what Skip Schumacher said? We got to get in the bullpen early. And they're trying. They've worked Wu's pitch count up. He's survived the last couple innings because he's gotten out of jams, and here he is in the bottom of the 5th, still out there, and his team still has a chance.
Three and 2. Struck him out. 1 down. Well, make your mark and become a legend in MLB The Show 26, available now on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and Nintendo Switch. Rated E for everyone. Leadoff man sat down by Brian Wu. That's his 5th strikeout. Here is Nicky Lopez. Lopez appeared in 4 games with the Cubs this year, was let go, picked up by the Rangers, and has been fantastic for them when they have really needed it because of all their injuries. Lopez is out number 2. Lopez had some really nice years with the Kansas City Royals. Hit 300 one season, and he's been tremendous for the Rangers.
Nicky Knox.
Alejandro Osuna, 2 outs and nobody on.
I mean, Brian Wu looks like a different pitcher this inning. This does not look like the same guy that pitched the first 4 innings. Working faster, more confident. Getting out of that last jam really changed some things for him with a double play off Nimmo's bat.
Go back to that 2nd inning. He retired the first 2 batters on a combined 3 pitches, and then unfortunately for Wu, top of the order got to him. Scored 2 runs off of him, and it was 5-0 at the end of the 2nd inning. And they really ran his pitch count up early. Now his manager would love it if he could give him a full 5. He's 1 pitch away from doing that. Count evens. And Osuna has run the count full. Josh Smith on deck, number 8 hitter. On a 3-2. Rolled over to Naylor at first base. Wu covering and retires the side in order for the first time tonight. Rangers leading after 5. Well, this year it's the mild West, the American League West. It's the worst winning percentage of all 6 divisions in baseball this year. The Rangers are the only team above 500 coming into play today. The Mariners the only team in the division with a positive run differential. And this series so important, a 4-game set. Rangers winning last night between the top 2 teams in the division. The Mariners had first place earlier in the week, but have lost 3 in a row, and because of that, Skip Schumacher's Rangers back in front by a game and a half. Oh, 0-2 to Cole Young. Here's what it looks like. Astros are still hanging around. They're 2 games back. A's and Angels have fallen out of things. But man, it does feel like if there's a team that could just win 5 of 7, 7 of 9.
Do what the Red Sox did. If you win 15 in a row.
Oh, 15 in a row, and you might ice this division by mid-August.
Yeah. But you mentioned there's 1 team over 500. It's the Rangers. They're 1 game over 500. It's not like they're 10 games over. And it's really the American League in general. People talk about just how down the American League is this year.
Able to spoil that pitch, foul. 1-2 still on Cole Young.
The Astros, they were left for dead. They're right there. They're winning tonight right now against the White Sox. They can pick up a game on the Mariners possibly if this score holds.
Duran at shortstop tonight. Along the lines of the Astros, sleeper pick sponsored by Mattress Firm. Triple Crown Watch, the great Yordan Alvarez leading the league in average homers and ribbies and leading in average by a lot, batting .327. Cabrera was the last American League Triple Crown winner in 2012. Before that, it was Carl Yastrzemski in 1967. These kind of things don't happen very often. Here is Julio. And you think about it, I mean, anytime you got Yordan Alvarez, you feel like you got a chance that night. He has been that good, not just this year, but obviously historically. If the Astros could figure out some kind of way to pitch a little bit more, they've been obviously decimated over the course of the year by injuries.
Well, and also the thing about Alvarez, he's a complete hitter. That's what makes you win a Triple Crown. Power, average, hits with runners in scoring position. The key for Yordan Alvarez, we've always talked about, everyone in baseball has talked about what a monster he is. Can he stay healthy? And I think if he stays healthy, he's going to do it.
He's remarkable.
Lefties, righties,
yes.
Doesn't matter. Situational, doesn't matter. You stop pitching to him at some point with guys on base, though.
Rodriguez steps out 0-2, 1 out, nobody on. Curveball gets Rodriguez swinging and missing. Strikeout completed. 2 outs. 7th strikeout from Eovaldi.
This is the curveball. This is the slow curveball. You see how out in front Julio is with 2 strikes. It's because 97, and then a couple splitters, right? And then boom, he drops that slow curveball, and it was more the speed that had Julio out in front.
Canzone just foul.
Jock knew right away that was really close for him to flip the ball.
Right.
Directly into the stands, or at least try.
0-1. Well, what Eovaldi is doing tonight is something the Rangers really need. They have struggled on the mound with their rotation this month. In July, the Mariners, not a surprise, 4th best ERA from their rotation. The Rangers, meanwhile, 6.34 ERA. It is dead last. There has hardly been a quality start this month for a Rangers starting pitcher, as Eovaldi has allowed just 1 run pitching here into the 6th inning. Mariners have the 2nd most quality starts this month. Meanwhile, the Rangers, the 2nd fewest. Two-one. Not many 3-ball counts tonight from Eovaldi. He's got one here, though, on Canzone. Lifted into shallow left field. Langford comes racing in. Instead, it's Smith, with Duran sliding out of the way. Josh Smith over at third base. Nice catch. Side retired in order. Ball finds the new guy. I'll take home a piece of the game bid on game used jerseys, baseballs, bases, and more at auctions.mlb.com. Great Pudge Rodriguez. Cole Wilcox, new pitcher on the mound. Brian Wu done after 5 innings. Josh Smith takes the first pitch, fastball for a strike.
I love that. I asked you, what does Cole Wilcox throw here? And you said hard. Well, that's everybody in Major League Baseball, especially in the bullpen. He's been good. Fastball sweeper, mostly super slider.
Well, he gets ahead 0-2.
A lot of walks for Cole. That's been his bugaboo. 14 walks and 21 innings.
Had pitched in just one big league game before this year. Made his major league debut last year with the Rays. This was off the plate, and it finds Rosarena's glove in left field. It's Hall of Fame weekend around baseball. Every team wearing the vintage throwback hats. And here's what it looks like. One of the great defenders in the outfield, Andrew Jones, 10-time Gold Glove winner. Carlos Beltran, the great switch hitter, 9-time All-Star. Former MVP Jeff Kent going in, and a man very familiar with this network, Joe Buck, winning the Ford C. Frick Award for broadcast excellence. Congratulations to Joe. Austin Wynns takes a little bit high for ball 1.
It's nice to see a lot of my contemporaries. Is that what's the right word for that? Like guys I played against, guys I played with. I played with Andrew Jones. I got to work with Joe Buck. Played against Jeff Kemp, played against Carlos Beltran. I played against Carlos Beltran way back in instructional league and when he first was drafted and signed to the Royals. So I've known him for 30+ years.
You had a very long career. At any point when you're playing against guys like that, do you ever think like, man, this guy's going to be in the Hall of Fame one day? Or are you so in the fishbowl that you don't ever, that doesn't even.
You try not. Well, no. I mean, there's obvious when you play with Barry Bonds.
Sure.
Or you face Roger Clemens or Randy Johnson. These guys that have Pedro Martinez. But then when you're so in competition mode that you honestly don't think about it, because you say, oh, I know Carlos Beltran's really good. I'm catching. I want to
Yeah.
get him out.
Right.
And then, or I want to show him that I'm just as good, which may or may not be the case.
There's that good breaking ball sweeper off the plate. Wins, strikes out, 2 down. Well, I would imagine that for some guys who aren't no-brainer Hall of Famers like that guy,
oh yeah,
the last thing you want to do is start looking into their career more and realize how great they are, especially if you're playing against them, right? That is not something that probably is too great for the psyche. Like, this guy's a lot better than I even thought he was.
Those are the guys you want to get hits off of,
Right.
though. And those are the guys you concentrate more, which shows how even more amazing their careers were, because you face a Glavine, a Maddox, a Smoltz, Pedro, those guys that you know are going to be there one day. Those are the guys you want to be able to say, hey, kids, grandkids, I got a hit off Greg Maddox or Pedro. Those are Clayton Kershaw, right? Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer. Those are the ones you want to be able to tell your kids and your grandkids, yeah, I took him deep.
Jock Peterson, a pretty awkward looking swing on that first pitch. This time laces a knock to left. He's got a 3-hit day. Fresh off picking up his 1,000th career base hit last night.
He sets you up. Take the awkward swing, get the hanging sweeper. Shoot it to left.
Four balls in play today for Peterson. All have been hard hits. Seen it well. Here's Langford.
Can we get a stolen base try here by Jock again? There's Langford's numbers. I mentioned since he came off the IL, he has been on fire.
He's trying to go for his 4th career 4-hit game. His most recent one came in July of last season. Now, this is a guy who was just an absolute monster in college at a major program at Florida. Taken 4th overall. He was the 2nd highest Gator to ever be drafted, behind when the Mariners drafted Mike Zunino, former Florida catcher.
You have to remember, Wyatt Langford came out of nowhere at the University of Florida. His first year, I think he got 2 at-bats. He was the bullpen catcher. He was a catcher.
He went as a catcher. Isn't that wild?
And then he ended up playing center field and hitting like 40 homers in 2 years.
Well, that disappeared. Good changeup from Wilcox. You know, back in 2024, an even younger Wyatt Langford joined Jackie Robinson as the only players to ever hit for the cycle, hit a walk-off grand slam, and hit an inside the park homer in the same season. And he is having a dynamite year here. A sparkling line for Nathan Eovaldi through 6 innings. Just 1 run on 3 hits, a walk, and 7 strikeouts. Randy Arozarena leads it off. First pitch in play. Over to first base for round number 1. Bullpen is up. Robbie Ahlstrom is getting loose.
They would love for him to sneak in.
Maybe a little surprising Eovaldi is still out there. I say a little. They're watching his innings this year. Last year, an injury-shortened season, it was an incredibly effective year for Eovaldi, but didn't pitch as much as he wanted to. He threw 130 innings in 22 starts. He's at now over 120 innings this year.
Yes, but when we talked to Skip Schumacher before the game, he's like, oh, we got some guys that might not be available. They pitched a lot. So if Eovaldi can get through this inning and give him 7,
Previous pitch from strike.
that would really set him up as this pitch is being ABS challenged by Josh Naylor.
Pitch firm, Seattle has 1 count.
He calls for time now. 0-2. One out, nobody on in the 7th. Strike 3 call. 8th strikeout for Eovaldi. We check in with Chris Myers. The game break. Chris. Yeah, Chris, thank you. All the talk of these 2 teams, the 2 top teams in the division. Rangers by a game and a half, but it's not like the Astros are that far behind either one of them.
Astros are coming.
Cal Raleigh pops this up. Oh, they call him Big Game Nate for a reason, and with first place on the line, a big day today for Nathan Eovaldi. 7 dominant innings, just the 1 run. Big time stuff from Nathan Eovaldi. What a performance today from Nathan Eovaldi. Hugs all around, 7 innings. Our power player is sponsored by Walmart Plus. Nathan Eovaldi, that fastball split finger combination dialed in today through 7.
What a day for Nathan Eovaldi. You mentioned Big Game Nate. Well, this is a big game in this season for the Rangers in the AL West race, and he goes out and dominates over 7 innings. Only 1 run. He had the split fastball combo going, and his offense got him runs early, and he carried it over.
7 innings for the 9th time this season for Eovaldi. Logan Webb, Christopher Sanchez, Sandy Alcantara, the only other starting pitchers who can say that. 0-2 on Duran.
And 0 home runs.
Yeah, great point.
He came into this game talking about home runs and how many he's given up. For him to go 7 innings and 0 home runs.
I heard something today from Skip Schumacher that I have never heard another player doing before, and it very well could have happened prior. I've just never heard of somebody talking about this as we watch Ezekiel Duran. We mentioned earlier he's played 5 positions in 5 or more games. He started 5 or more games, I should say, at 5 different positions. And you look at how it's all broken down, plus a game at first, plus a game in center field. With all the injuries that the Rangers have suffered to their catchers, Kyle Higashioka and Danny Jansen are both on the injured list. Not a surprise, Duran has become the ultimate emergency catcher for the Rangers, and they put Duran on the Traject machine, which is this very fancy machine that's come into baseball in recent years. It's basically what, a real life simulator where you can dial up any pitcher you want and it will project the image, a life-sized image of that pitcher, and then instead of just a regular old pitching machine, the ball appears and it has the exact spin, the exact same movement, everything that that pitcher would have. And so he actually caught off the Traject. He caught his own guys, own Rangers pitchers, in the event that he had to put on the gear and get behind home plate. What a team guy.
That's awesome. I love that story. I love that he was willing to do that. And it makes it so much easier. He doesn't have to go catch bullpens. They can set it up to throw whatever pitches he wants to see, whatever sequences he wants to see. It's pretty awesome that he was willing to do that. Now comes the ultimate test. Will they put him in the game?
Well, they'd rather not.
Obviously, but
well, it's called emergency catcher for a reason.
Let's say it gets to the end of the year and the Rangers are out of it. God forbid they don't win the division. Throw him back there, see what he's got, because it changes. Anyone, Aaron, can get back there when it's on a machine, but then the batter steps in, you're looking at the bright lights, it's different.
Well, this started with us commending Duran for his ability to be such a great teammate, and now it just sounds like you're trying to teach him a lesson.
Not at all. I think it'd be awesome. I remember Shane Halter, we played in a game where he played all 9 positions in one game. It just adds to his versatility, and Duran has been great. He's hitting 3rd in this Rangers lineup. The team that's in first place, Skip Schumacher could not sing his praises any higher. Listen, I just want to see him do it to say he did it.
Sure. 10th pitch coming, this at bat, longest of the game. Andrew Romine comes to mind. Is he the last guy to play all 9 in a game? Broken bat, and this is hanging up. Canzone is there. On August 9th, the stars of IndyCar go full throttle in Portland as they try to chase down Alex Palou. That's Sunday, August 9th on Fox. Andrew Romine, the younger brother of Austin Romine, brothers to play in the big leagues. And Andrew did it at the end of 2017. He played all 9 positions in one game. He was the 5th player ever. That's it, 5. He had never caught before.
Previous pitch was called a ball. Catcher's catch.
Challenge coming here.
It's a strike.
And it is a strike. He faced one batter, Romine did, and it was, remember Miguel Sano?
Yes, I
mean,
do.
That's not the guy you want to be that close to up on the mound for the very first time. A screamer right to Naylor.
I always wanted to pitch one inning, but they never would let me. I only got to play defense as a catcher. So for a guy to play all 9 positions, to me, is absolutely amazing, especially if they do it in one game.
You know, that originally began, the first time I think it ever happened was in 1965. It was Bert Campaneris. It was Bert Campaneris night. It was cooked up by the A's as a way to sell more tickets. They made it a publicity stunt. Charles Finley, their owner, and he did it as a way to improve attendance. They drew over 21,000 that night, which I'm guessing for them at that point was quite a bit. The next day they drew 1,200, I guess, more to the point. So it was their version of a fireworks night back in 1965.
Bobblehead giveaway.
Campaneris, what made his so unique is that he pitched the 8th inning ambidextrously. He went right on right and left on left. He had done that the previous season in the minors in Daytona. So that's the ultimate play all 9 in one game, when you throw with both hands on the mound.
Yeah, he wins.
A walk. Carter is aboard. Nick Davila has been warming up inside Dan Wilson's bullpen. He makes the call. We've got a pitching change. Up on the mound for the Mariners. 2 outs and a man on to the bottom of the 7th. His 20th big league outing.
Davila really throws a lot of sweepers, righties and lefties. That's his pitch. And one thing maybe you can talk on a little bit, Aaron. The Mariners have become really good at finding bullpen guys, and they also find guys with one specific weapon, and they really highlight it, much to the Rays' success in their bullpen. They find a weapon, they go with it, and they make it their ultimate pitch or their best pitch.
He's facing Nicky Lopez. Well, few teams, I should say, have developed pitchers better in recent years than the Mariners. We heard Mitch Garver talking about that from the dugout earlier today when he joined us. Davila, a guy who was undrafted out of college, eventually signed as an undrafted free agent with the Tigers. Made his way to the Mariners organization and now finds himself pitching in the big leagues for the first time. He was unable to really spin a breaking ball until coming to the Mariners organization. As he said, he had a coach in the minor leagues before coming to Seattle, and they've called a balk. Carter to second. Well, it doesn't look like any argument from Davila. So 2 outs and a man now in scoring position. 1 ball and 1 strike to Lopez. All right, so right there we see that slider. Let's go back to the box.
Yeah, a little flinch right there. Cal hears it, gets the explanation. Seems a little shoulder twist.
Tripp Gibson, our home plate umpire, going through things there. So Davila had this story where he said when he was in the minors with the Tigers, he had a pitching coach who said, "You just can't get a ball to turn right. When can you ever get a ball to turn right?" He couldn't make a slider, or pardon me, go left, go right to left. Was unable to do it, at least consistently, and do it well. And we saw that breaking ball 2 pitches ago. It's something that he's really been able to find, and he's done a lot of work with pitch grips in particular, and he's found it, and now finds himself pitching out of the Mariners bullpen.
What did he change? The grip?
Grips, yeah. That's a big part of it.
Grip.
He's been able to develop a slider. Pitching coach Pete Woodworth.
Interesting. Because I played with a guy, Mark Redmond, who, I don't know if you remember, lefty, was really good at pronating, not supinating. I don't know the exact terminology. Could really throw a changeup, but couldn't throw a breaking ball because his arm didn't work the right way, they said. He could throw like a big slow curveball, but never a slider. So maybe if there was a different grip, if you had all the little body mechanics things they have now, the slow-mo cameras.
3-2.
Mark Redmond had a nice career. Basically a 2-pitch guy, fastball, changeup.
Fouled off. Long at bat here for Nicky Lopez. spikes that slider. Rangers have drawn back-to-back walks. Not the start that Davila wanted. Here's Osuna. Out to the gap. Rosarena and Raley chasing after it. It splits the gap and finds the base of the wall. Another 2 runs come in for the Rangers. Carter and Lopez. And Texas really blowing things open now. 7-1 in the 7th inning.
Well, great at bat by Nicky Lopez to draw a walk. Leads to Osuna getting a heater in, and he rips this ball into left center field, splits it perfectly between Raley and Rosarena. Once it goes to the wall, both guys are going to score. But the key here, the 2 out walks. 2 out walks. Again, a great at bat by Lopez. 2 out walks, though, lead to 2 runs.
"13 at-bats with runners in scoring position tonight for the Rangers." Now, they haven't hit a home run, but they've constantly been batting with runners at second and third, and they have been essentially the best team with runners in scoring position this month in baseball. And when you've got a team that's swinging it that hot in those situations and you give them that many opportunities, this is what the score looks like. Fair ball. Naylor's got it. Foul territory. Davila covers and wins the foot race. 2 more runs in. The Rangers' first run since the 2nd inning. Alejandro Osuna, the latest to drive them home. Play Ball is baseball's global youth initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play our great game. To learn more, including how to find a league near you, scan the QR code or go to playball.org and follow @playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram. Robbie Ahlstrom is the new pitcher on the mound, lefty reliever. Weston Wilson pinch hitting. He's batting for Luke Raley. Ahlstrom, a 27-year-old rookie. Born in California, spent his college years in the Northwest near Seattle. Former Duck at the University of Oregon.
Is that considered near Seattle?
Yeah, in the grand scheme of the United States, I think it's pretty close. There's not a whole lot that's close to Seattle.
True. Tacoma.
Thanks for the geography. Here is a ground ball, bare hand play. Man, Duran. Really slick stuff. He has moved from short to third.
Really nice play. I don't know if the bare hand was necessary, but he does it anyways. He gets Weston Wilson by a step.
That brings up J.P. Crawford. Rangers leading here in the 8th inning. 1 out, nobody on. Taking a strike.
Well,
status update.
Yeah, we're getting there. I mean, I had to loosen my tie a little bit because it started getting a little bit sweaty, but we're doing good. Look.
Oh.
And we're still going. How come mine is so much bigger than yours, though? As far as
what are you talking about exactly?
As far as consumption. You got nothing?
Oh, why have I not eaten the 15 pounds of nachos?
Yes.
I know. You're a better multitasker than me. And for some reason, if you talk and eat, it's very hard to notice the difference.
You got to hurry between innings, though. That's the key.
Ball and 2 strikes to J.P. Crawford. So when we began this great journey of ours tonight, I mean, that's where we were in all its glory.
I'm pretty proud of myself. Now my tie and my gut isn't very proud of me, but everything else is.
Crawford strikes out. 2 down. Well, you know, once this one's over with, we can just spend a little extra time up here, work on our chemistry, and enjoy a nice platter of cold nachos and what's left of your boomstick there.
I have received a lot of texts saying we should have lady and tramped that thing. Ice cream's gone, by the way, just for the record.
You polished that off?
Oh, long gone. That was first. It's a problem, Aaron.
It's hard to tell. 1-0 to Colt Emerson. Well, if nothing else, people are well fed around here.
Oof.
Emerson lashes this foul. 1-1. Mariners have sent the minimum to the plate in 5 of the first 7 innings, and in jeopardy of doing it again here. But instead, Emerson finds a base hit in left field. 2-out single. You know, if you go back to the end of May and the very early days of June, the Mariners took over the top spot in the division for the first time. They won 8 games in a row. And at that point, given how hot they were and how mediocre at best the rest of the division was, you really thought, well, this is the Mariners division now, and they will take this potentially. I don't think it was too bold of a statement. For the rest of the season, they would remain in first place. Unfortunately, since that time, since the 8-game winning streak ended in the very early days of June, the Mariners have essentially had the worst offense in baseball.
Well, I think everyone around baseball has just been waiting for the Mariners to take control of this division, and I think that everyone in baseball when that 8-game winning streak happened said, here they come.
Yep, exactly. And they're trying to find that again, or something close to it. Not happening tonight. 1 run over 8 innings. Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Google Cloud, the official AI partner of Major League Baseball. You can catch the game like never before with Google Cloud AI. Victor Robles takes over in center field. The Mariners pinch hit for Luke Raley. Davila back out there for the home 8. 7-1 Rangers. Austin wins. New Rangers catcher leading things off. Top of the order next. Pulled foul.
The Rangers really have been in control of this game from the first inning. They jumped the Mariners for 3 in the first. And since then, with the way Nathan Eovaldi pitched, this was really over in the first inning.
Eovaldi was spectacular. 7 innings, just the 1 run. This splits the left side, wins a 2-strike base hit. Now the top of the order has been really carrying the mail in this one for the Texas Rangers. They have been fantastic. Wyatt Langford, a 3-hit day, a couple of extra base hits. Jock Peterson, he's coming up a chance for a 4-hit game today.
That is just barrel after barrel between Langford, Peterson. You can throw Duran in there too. Ezekiel Duran, he had the triple that really got him going in the first inning.
6 for 8, 3 doubles. I mentioned earlier that Peterson last night recorded his 1,000th career hit, so keep that in mind when I say that only 9 times in his career has Peterson had a 4-hit game. He's got a chance for another one here. A weak wave and a miss. Fastball down and away. 1-2.
See, that swing right there tells me he knows Davila throws a lot of sweepers. I'd throw another one out there. If I'm Cal Raleigh and Davila, and I believe that I can spot a fastball down and away with that swing, it tells you that Jock Peterson is looking for a slider or sweeper, whatever you want to call it.
He chops at this slider, and the tag put on, and a throw to first base. And Cole Young handled that well, dealing with the runner. Wins running right past him.
Well, rule number one when you're running from first base, don't let the second baseman tag you. And Wins runs right into it. That's an easy double play for the Mariners.
So what's the move there if you're Wins instead?
You got to stop. You have to stop, or the old you don't want to go Albert Bell, Joey Bell, and like he did to Fernando Vina that time and knock him down. But the play I saw that worked is you slide into him. I don't think you can do that anymore. You kind of slide into him and take him out so he can't throw.
There's Cam Cauley, who began the game on the bench, rookie second baseman. Over to third, J.P. Crawford has it. To the ninth inning, 7-1 Rangers. Saturday night on Fox is Baseball Night in America. Next week, it's two iconic franchises shining under the lights. In prime time as Ben Rice leads the Yankees to face Pete Crow Armstrong and the Cubs. Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Fox. Rookie reliever Ben Peoples takes over. He's on to get the final 3 outs in this one, facing Julio Rodriguez, and starts him off with strike 1.
Peoples fastball slider. That's it. He's got 2 pitches. Pretty much over the top. 96, 97. Just throw strikes, kid.
Just missing with that breaking ball. Elevates the heater. Now, for a team that has struggled pitching so much this month of July in particular, the Rangers, thanks in large part to Nate Eovaldi, have held the Mariners to just a single run. In play over to third. Duran's got it. 1 away. Here's what the playoff picture in the American League looks like as it stands right now. Rangers in first place, Mariners in second. Meanwhile, the wild card picture, Mariners are 2 games outside of the Guardians, who currently hold the third and final wild card. Red Sox have been vaulted into the playoff picture because of their 15-game winning streak.
Gonna have to probably win the West to get in from the West this year. It's the way it looks right now.
Well, we came onto the broadcast tonight talking about how big of a 4-game series this is. Rangers won last night, a 1-run game. And they're 2 outs away from winning more of a laugher here tonight as Canzone make it now 1 out away. Grounds out. 7-1 in the 9th inning. Now the Rangers will find themselves in the driver's seat tomorrow. They're 1 win away from a series win now, and Skip Schumacher, and we were talking to him earlier today about, can some team get hot, and you never know what will start that. But man, you take a series against a team that is directly chasing you in the standings and a close margin, maybe that's enough to get it going.
And it knocks, if they finish this off tonight, win one of the next 2, it knocks off 4 games off the schedule and gives you 2 games in the standings, which is huge. Now, if they win tonight and win the next 2, that puts some distance between you and the Mariners. Not saying that that's going to happen.
Rosarena at the plate with 2 outs. Rangers pitching has not allowed a home run in this series. The Mariners bats. One and 2. The 1-2. Two coming. Mariners down to their final strike tonight. Full count to Arozarena. Mariners have been held to a grand total of 4 hits in this game. "3-2. This is into left field for a base hit. Arozarena checks in with a 2-out single to left in the 9th inning. Keeps this game alive for now. Brings up Josh Naylor. Naylor has extended his on-base streak tonight to 16 games. On the ground behind the bag at first base. The Rangers have taken the first 2 games of this pivotal weekend showdown atop the American League West. 7-1 the final score. They held a half-game lead when this series began, and they now lead the Mariners by 2.5 for first place in the division, with 2 more games left here in Arlington.
A great pitch game by Nathan Eovaldi was the catalyst for this Rangers win, but also clutch hitting with runners in scoring position. No home runs, but a bunch of extra base hits. Defense and pitching will win games. That's usually the Mariners' recipe. Tonight it was the Rangers.
Lopsided win for the Rangers here tonight. They win at 7-1 the final score. Now for AJ Przinsky and our entire Fox Sports crew, I'm Aaron Goldsmith. Glad you could join us tonight from Arlington, Texas. Chris and Dontrell will be with you on the other side.